astronauts, it's me, Brandy, and welcome back to Astro-Tarot Research. Today's reading is, will I get success in my life? Now, I truly believe all my astronauts are capable of success, but maybe the cards can give us some hidden messages on the energies that are going on right now. We have 5 pals to choose from, but before we get started, I do want to remind you to like, to comment, and to subscribe and become an astronaut. And as always, any links to social media below. You can follow me on TikTok. You can also message me there if you like. Instagram, where I have some astrology posts, and also on my community tab, I do like to post little tidbits with astrology and things going on. So be on the lookout for that. And on that community tab, you can vote on the readings you would like to see next. And I always post a time that I will go live. Now, let us get into these piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. So let's not waste any more time and just sit back, relax, and choose. Hey, pal number 1, let's see, will you find success in this life? So we have the 8 of Wands, and this represents where you currently are on your path. We have the 10 of Swords for the energies around you. We have the 3 of Wands for what will be happening next. We have let go for advice. Ooh. And we have the 4th house to sort of summarize the feels and the vibes of the reading here. All right. So pile number 1, where you currently are on your path, is you are throwing a lot of energy out there to make sure that you get some success. Now, the 8 of Wands can represent, like I've seen it for job hunting, to represent like a lot of applying to jobs, going to interviews, or even just getting rejection letters, but you're throwing everything out there. It's like, okay, I've gotten feedback on my resume. I've edited a billion times. I may even got my resume professionally done. I have contacted recruiters. I've messaged people to have them recommend me for the job. I've tried to network. Like, it's like I'm throwing a bunch of different things out there and I'm hoping something sticks so that I can get what I want, you know, to find that success in whatever path you are trying to take and whatever you define as success. You are going, you know, balls to the walls, as they say, to try to gain that. You're putting so much momentum and effort behind doing that. Honestly, like, you really are that card that is like, I'm going to get what I want. Like, I am gonna try everything to push myself and to go out there. You're on top of it. You see an opportunity and you pounce, pal number 1. So that is where you currently are. Just go, 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 non-stop. How can I build more success? And then sometimes the 8 of Wands can represent, like, let's say you're an entrepreneur and you're like creating products left and right. Like, you are someone who is talking to customers, you're answering emails, you are updating your website. It's like you have so many things going on. You have all these pots on the stove that you're trying to keep track of. And the great thing about the 8 of Wands is that they're able to keep track of it. They're like a little 8 octopus. They've got like 8 arms and they're all doing their own little functions. And that's exactly you right now. You have a lot going on and you're managing it, but you know, all that managing could lead to a little bit burnout eventually, but you're making sure it's getting done. You don't want to lose out on any opportunities. You're making sure that you stay on track. So the universe sees that you are putting yourself out there. The universe sees that you're on top of things. The universe sees that you are being this ultimate go-getter and making sure that you are trying to hit that target and gain that final break that will bring you towards success or even more success. And I say more success because to get get to the Eight of Wands, we have to go through the Six of Wands, which represents victory. And we have the Seven of Wands, which represents, defending yourself against the haters and the people saying, oh, they didn't really deserve it. They didn't work that hard. Whatever. You worked hard. You got to where you needed to get. Now you're going on to the next step. So pile number one, you are definitely more than likely going to gain some success with as hard as you're working and whatever you've gotten on. You got a lot of responsibilities on your plate for sure. You have a lot that you're tackling and taking on. And like I said, you've already achieved some sort of success and maybe even recognition. Even if you personally don't feel it, I do want to remind you that it has come. And there's even more. There's even more success more than likely going to be in your future with as much as you are striving towards it. Okay, whether this is you working 2 jobs, whether this is you going to school, working a job, whether that's you doing internships, whether that's you managing being a mom or a dad or trying to hang out with friends, but then also trying to manage your work life or start a business or start a, social media thing, whatever the case may be, you have a lot going on. And because you are trying to make sure you're using your time on earth the best you can, more than likely you're going to achieve that. Now, I mentioned earlier that all of this buzzing about could possibly lead to a little bit of burnout. And it looks like the energies around you might be supporting that theory a little bit since we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is tired. The Ten of Swords has been through it all. And the thing about the Ten of Swords is it's like you feel like you don't have much more to give. Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands are very similar. The only thing about it is the Ten of Wands is a little bit more motivated still, even if they're burnt out. They still have this sort of drive within them. Versus the Ten of Swords is like, I've had it. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. It's never going to happen for me. Why do I keep even trying? Like, I'm just going to fail. Like, I'll never get successful. And things are just so bad. And the world is against me. And I don't have any support. It's very, very negative sort of thinking. But there may be some sort of truth to little nuggets of things. Like, you may not have the support that you want. Things can be very tough. That's not something to overlook. And you may feel like it is obstacle after obstacle, even if you're still trying to strive and keep going, right? Or on the other hand, this may not even be you. You may be this person who truly, truly believes that you will get success. You just need a little bit of encouragement or validation, every now and then. But then around you, you have a little bit of a bunch of negative Nancys. They're like, why are you dreaming so big? Do you really think that that's going to take off? You really think that's going to work out? Do you really think that's worth the effort? Why don't you just try less? Or aren't you stressing yourself out trying to do all of this? Like, it's very, very much like, oh, I'm surrounded by people who don't believe in something greater or something more or something beyond, right? That's something that can happen. But the great thing that I love about the Ten of Swords is that it represents something coming to a close and an end. So if you are surrounded by people who think in this way, who aren't as supportive, who can be a little bit more Debbie Downers, or if you yourself find that you can have a lot of negative self-talk, like, oh, I'm not that special, nobody likes me, I'm not that interesting, I'm not skilled enough, I'm not da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Criticism after criticism, hit after hit to yourself, then that's coming to a close. You're letting those thoughts grow, or you're letting yourself move to a different environment so that you're not dealing with this sort of behavior. This is coming to an end. It's wrapping up. This is not going to happen anymore. The Ten of Swords feels like I haven't been given a fair shot. I've been overlooked. I've been cast aside. I've been betrayed. I have been lied to. I'm jaded. I'm down in the dumps. Like, that's all coming to a close. It's the opportunity's changing. A shift is occurring, and you're entering a more refreshing and revitalized period. And I know that because we have the Three of Wands for what is next. Now, this is great. This is great because if you have been on the other side, where you felt a little bit more like defeated or demoralized in a sense, then you're starting to feel a little bit more hopeful or feeling like inspiration again. You're starting to say, all right, I've done a lot. Let me just wait to see what happens. It's like that saying, if you build it, they will come, right? If you build it, they will come. And when we have this Eight of Wands here, it looks like you've been working hard to build. And so you're saying, I've already put so much stuff out there. Let me just see what exactly people are vibing with. Like, do they like this resume, or do they like this type of content if you're a content creator? Do they like this product if you're an entrepreneur? Do people like, I don't know, like when I am more complimentary? Do people like when I reach out to them via LinkedIn, or do they like it when I reach out via social media? It's just like, what is working for me? I'm gonna see. It's like you enter a period where you're starting to let the fruits of your labor blossom and come to you because you've already put in so much effort. Something is coming back, okay? Something is coming back, and you're putting things on pause. You're slowing down a little bit. This is not to say that you're not still thinking and formulating ideas, because 100% I get the Three of Wands to represent creativity and things along the lines of that and having inspiration. But it's definitely a period of waiting. So the next period that you're going to come into is a period of waiting. Whether that's you're waiting for some sort of job opportunity to get back to you. If you are more of an entrepreneur, you're waiting for, clientele to sort of reach out to you in a way. You are maybe waiting to hear back. Like, let's say you were an actress or something. You're waiting to hear back about a part that you auditioned for, or something along the lines of that, or different parts that you might have auditioned for. You're waiting for some news, something that is going to let you know which direction that you need to go forward in, that you need to lean into. And this can also representing a period of allowing yourself to just have a little bit more fun and free time, because you've had a lot of responsibilities. And so we're going from the Eight of Wands, where you're having a lot to do, to the Three of Wands, where it's like, okay, I've got some idle time on my hands. I've got a little bit more idle time. So I'm not as stressed. I'm not as go, 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 go. I can just pause and think for a little bit and just release my mind from all these burdens and all these pressures, right? That is something that is quite possible for you. That's more than likely going to be the next period, and it's good because you're giving yourself that time to reset before something occurs. And something will definitely occur, because the Three of Wands, when I see it upright, the ships always come in. They always come in. They always come and bring some result. And so you're going to wait for that result, whether that is a test, whether that is some sort of acceptance, whether that is a sign, whatever the case may be, but it's going to happen. You're going to get it, and that will determine your next step after that. Now, the advice is to let go. I think that's pretty straightforward. I think that's pretty straightforward. With the Eight of Wands, you want to take the initiative. You want to be the person who is moving the board. You want to be the person who is enacting things and starting conversations and moving things along. But with this Ten of Swords here, the Ten of Swords, the one thing about it is like it helps. It helps is not the word I'm looking for. It brings about an energy where we start to understand we're not in control of everything, that there are elements are out of our control. So it's almost like you're going through this mental period where you're starting to realize there's just certain things I can't control when it comes to achieving certain success. I have to rely on other people sort of seeking me out or getting back to me, or allowing me to have opportunities. And I love that we have this letting go, because for me, it shows that you are entering this stage, sort of like the hangman, right? With this Three of Wands represents waiting. The hangman connects to waiting. It also connects to letting go, where you're allowing the universe to bring what is meant for you to you, where it's allowing the universe to give you opportunities that align best with your purpose and your desires. You're no longer stressing yourself out about things that are completely out of your element and out of control. And then for some of you, like I said, you might be letting go of a few different responsibilities. Like if you've had like 5 different interests, you might let go of a few and narrow things down and build upon that, which is a great avenue for success. Sometimes when you're a creative person, you want to do like 3 or 4 or 5 different things at once. Maybe you want to make music. It doesn't have to be creative. It could be any area, really. I mean, honestly, you might want to make an app. You might want to make a hair product, or like, oh, I want to make hair lotion. I want to make music. I want to sell sippy cups. And you want to do all of these different things, but you realize you can't spread yourself in 3 or 4 or 5 different directions. That can even do with personal relationships. Like, oh, I want to hang out with my friends every weekend, but I also want to work on this craft, or I want to put in extra hours at work, or I want to work on this assignment, or whatever the case may be. I want to work on this hobby. And you recognize you have to give up a few things so that you can focus on something that truly matters. The thing about the Three of Wands is it can represent doing things differently, allowing yourself to look at things from a different perspective, testing ideas. So that's where I talk about that new inspiration. And let's go to this fourth house. Let's go to this 4th house here as an overall summary of this reading. Because when we have the 4th house, the house of home and family, and also your emotional world, to me, it feels like you're allowing yourself to feel a little bit of relief, to ultimately let go of feelings of any negativity, let go of feelings like you can't make it, you can't get what you want, you can't get success. That's gone. We're done with that. It's about feeling more secure within yourself. It is about feeling like you might have more support. You can even see it on the card. It says support under 4th house. And what makes you feel secure? What makes you feel secure? What makes you feel good? You know, it's really all about your emotional world. That's what's going to be a big change for you. And I think when you finally like let go of certain thoughts, or even certain responsibilities or decisions and choices that you have been making, success is going to come in. And it's not necessarily like it's determined or based upon your thoughts, but it's going to feel a lot easier. It's going to feel that way. You know, sometimes when you are really stressed about something, you want things to happen really bad, you get caught up in your feelings and your anxiety. It makes yourself depressed. And so 2 weeks of waiting for something feels like a year, versus when you have a more lighter attitude, when you have a bit more of a secure and happy spirit, 2 weeks feels like it's just flying by. It feels like nothing. Instead of feeling like, oh, I've been doing everything and nothing's working, it starts to feel like, oh, I've been having fun. I've been having a good time. I've been chilling. You know, I've been testing some new ideas. I've been creative. I've been in my zone. Like I have my goals in sight, but at the same time, I'm actually, you know, enjoying myself. Then that 2 weeks feels like nothing. It just flies by. And so that's what I mean by like, it'll feel like the success is coming in a lot faster. So ultimately, yes, you will have success. None of these cards say that you won't. It's just a matter of getting used to the waiting. It's just a matter of letting go of this timeline you may have for yourself, or a timeline in which you expect things to shift and occur. And I really think that once that's happening, once that shift occurs, it's going to bring this sigh of relief for you. Like you're just going to feel like this weight lifts off your shoulders. You know, it's going to turn this 10 of Swords upside down. It's going to feel like these swords are falling out of your back. You're like, oh, no more of those negative thoughts. Like no more of this stress that I have to deal with. No more of this anxiety, no more of this pressure. It just feels a little bit more like, I know I'm going to get my results. I just got to wait a bit. Okay. And the success is coming, pal number one. I just want to say that will you get success? Yes, we got the 3 of Wands here. We got these 8 of Wands. We got, you know, let go. Like it's just a matter of time, really. That's kind of what the cards are saying. You know, it's just letting go of that feeling like it has to happen when you want it to happen. And that's not going to be the case. The cards want to let you know. And I really do feel like another shift that is going to happen is that you're also going to build a new support system. And that's for some of you here. If you already don't have that strong support system, that's going to be coming in for you. That's a little side note. I don't know why, but that is very important to be known for you, pal number one. If you're not feeling that now, you're going to start to feel it a little later. I feel like there may be someone coming in or some people coming in that are going to provide you with that support, or going to uplift you and pull you in a different direction, because the 3 of Wands can also represent sharing ideas as well. So that is what I have for you, pal number one. I hope you feel better if you're not feeling that great about things, because success is coming. It's coming. And if this doesn't resonate, feel free to choose a new pile, or maybe I'm not the reader for you. But either way, I'm very happy you stopped by. If you want to ask me a question, please join the live sessions. The time can be posted on the community tab. Also in the community tab, you can vote on what reading you want to see next, like this lovely reading that the astronauts have voted for. I love hearing your opinions. Let me know if it resonates, and I will see you next time. Au revoir. Hey, pal number two. Let's see if you will get success in life, which I'm sure you will. Now, this is where you are right now on your path. This is the energies around you. This is what is going to be happening next. And we have any sort of advice and an overall card for the feelings and the vibes. Could have laid that a little bit better. Let's pull this up. So, where you are on your path, pal number two, to me it feels like you're in a place where you're just dissatisfied with things. You're feeling like the opportunities aren't coming in, or if the opportunities are coming in, they're pretty lackluster. This can also represent for some of you maybe possibly failing to take action. I don't want to say failing, but more so sometimes we have hesitancies or fears of moving forward, or maybe the idea of putting in a certain amount of work or more work just doesn't appeal to you and feels a little bit exhausting right now, because we have the 4 of Cups, which is a place of rest and reflection. It's about taking the time to pull away and to think. And so I feel like, obviously, pal number two, you're coming from a very strong foundation, because we do have a 4 here. And so the 4 is letting me know that you're at a place in your life where you know what excites you, you know what makes you happy, you know what you need, but you may not have all the specificities of how to get there or how to get there quicker, or maybe it just feels like you're in this waiting period, okay? And then, like I said, for some of you, you may just feel like, I'm just really not called to take action right now, which can happen, right? You can get into a place where you're constantly running into challenges and stress and frustrations, and you just need time to pull away and say, okay, let me figure out a new game plan. So that is where you're at currently. You just need that space. You're giving yourself space to emotionally release, to think things through, to meditate on your thoughts, and to, I guess, figure out the next steps so that you can move forward. But right now, you're just in a place of dissatisfaction. I know that with the Four of Cups here. Now, there are opportunities on the horizon. As you can see from the card, the Four of Cups is floating, the one cup is floating right in front of this person's face. And so if you see that there might be an opportunity around you to move in a direction where you feel could possibly provide a next step. Maybe it's not the most ideal situation, meaning it's not like your dream job or dream goal or things along the lines of that. But there does seem to be something coming, or like I said, currently right around you, that is giving you space to at least take that next step forward, to give you a little bit more momentum. So that is definitely on the horizon. So keep that in mind. Now, the energies around you are really great because we have the Emperor card here, and the Emperor has such a vast kingdom. He has this beautiful land right in front of him that is just ready for his rulership and his leadership. And the thing I love about the Emperor card is the Emperor is always looking ahead. He's always trying to move forward, to innovate, and to grow. He's trying to expand his kingdom. He's trying to make sure that he has everything under his control and everything is going according to plan. The energies around you represent a period of essentially bossing up. The energies around you are very much related to you being ambitious, to having a rise in confidence, to becoming more of a leader, to step into your power, to enact your vision. So you have this energy around you that wants to take initiative. So that makes me think more so for a lot of you, it's a lot of waiting for the right time to act or waiting for the right opportunity to act, because you're in this place where it feels like you're ready to just jump. You're ready to move forward. It feels a little bit like a transition, because fours can often represent transitions. Because there's a lot of stagnation there, it's just like, okay, I've accomplished this, or I've done this, or I'm at this place in life. Where's my next move? And it looks like you're ready to make that next move. Like, it's very, very clear. It's so much active energy here, so much thought, so much reasoning, so much time that you're spending analyzing things and being very analyzing things and being very analytical. Just kind of repeated myself there a little bit, but it really does show that you're someone who is about to take the initiative. You're about to move forward. Things are starting to move along, and I love these cards because it shows me that you're thinking of the bigger picture. You have this sort of visionary mindset that is going to allow you to take on more responsibilities, because the Emperor always comes with more responsibilities. But these responsibilities will be great because they're bringing more passion and excitement and fulfillment within your life. The Emperor can also represent job opportunities. So once again, we sort of have this reaffirmation of something coming in terms of like a job or opportunity or whatever it is that you are looking to gain to reach your goal. Pile number 2. Very positive energies coming in here. Perfect if you have a goal in mind. The Emperor is the person to get the job done. Okay, very focused mindset and a lot of momentum. All right. So what's going to be happening next is we have this Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is here to deliver a message. He's here to have a conversation. He's here to hang out. He's here to have a good time and tell you you are amazing, give you positive affirmations, and let you know that there is something fun on the horizon, something that's good that is happening. The Page of Cups is always a card I get when people are sort of having more pleasantries, more conversations that feel like good news, essentially. I mean, the Page of Cups definitely relates to hearing something positive, hearing something exciting, something that is going to bring you emotional fulfillment. And it's almost beautiful because on 2 cards, we have these cups reaching out towards you. So this is not to say that you haven't put in efforts forward, but it's almost like an opportunity is coming to you. Something is falling on your lap. And if it is opportunity in which you sort of initiated, because we do have the Emperor here, then it's going to come with a lot more ease. There's not a lot of battle. There's not a lot of stress here. There's not like, oh, I have to work my butt off for this opportunity. This is something that is more meant for me. This is a message to me. This is somebody who wants to give me something. They really see my value or something along the lines of that, or at least they feel like they are connected. You have something that they want and they want to give this thing to you in return. But it's a very sociable card. It's very much like I'm networking. I've made some sort of connection, and this person has put me on the path to achieving my goals. Another thing that the Page of Cups can represent is a friendly conversation or making some sort of offer, but it's generally a positive offer, okay? The Page of Cups is someone who doesn't like to deal with very stressful energies. Page of Cups just kind of wants to talk about things that bring them peace and happiness and joy. So there may be some sort of conversations, maybe like an interview if you're looking for a job, or even like a conversation with a business partner or clientele, whatever the case may be. But it shows that there's an interaction coming up which will lead you to the next steps that will push you forward. Okay, this is very good news coming in. I want to say that that is what's happening. It is some development. And this, for some of you, this can also represent a new relationship coming in. And I already mentioned this could be in the form of like connecting with a job, connecting with a client, connecting with a customer, someone who can give you this opportunity, connecting through your network circle, something that will provide you opportunity for success. You know, the Page of Cups can represent sort of like a job fair, though that might be more Page of Pentacles. But at job fairs, there's a lot of sort of conversation. It's less about showcasing your work, more so smoothing people over. So that can also be like a networking event that could work in your favor as well, or even just conversations through people on LinkedIn, or somebody, maybe people you meet, old classmates, whatever the case may be. But it really does become about trying to build connections. So we know that there's a new connection on the horizon. Okay, and this connection is going to be good, and it's refreshing. It's something that is desirable. It's something that feels good, something that makes you feel great about yourself as well, because the Page of Cups can be very complimentary. All right. And then for some of you, you know, if you've been in this place where you've had a little bit of an emotional funk, this can also represent a transformation of feeling more revitalized, feeling like, okay, I am ready to actually take this next step forward and put myself out there a little bit more. Because the Page of Cups is not just, you know, things coming to you. Granted, that is the main message that came forward for me. But because we also have the Emperor card here of someone who likes to take action and take the lead and be the initiator, sometimes this can be like you are suddenly feeling like you're feeling more refreshed is the word I'm trying to say. You're feeling like you no longer want to stay in this headspace where you're feeling dissatisfied. The Page of Cups wants to bring about detachment. And it's interesting, this will probably come up a little bit later, but I've just made a post about Venus being in Uttara Bhadrapada. And Uttara Bhadrapada is a nakshatra placement. If you don't know, I do astrology too. And in Vedic astrology, which Uttara Bhadrapada is a part of, the nakshatras, the lunar mansions, it falls into the sign of Pisces, so a water sign placement. And the Tower of Vajrapada deals with feelings of attachment, detachment, attachment too, but it's about detaching yourself from the material world and looking for inner validation to feel at peace with yourself, to feel like you've got it together, like you've got your head on straight and everything's going to be okay. And recognizing, hey, I'm not in control. I'm gonna just roll with the punches. And there's a lot of things that it represents, but I'm not, that's the feeling I'm picking up with this card. And so it's almost like you're no longer in this state of just like, man, life just feels stuck. It just feels like I'm not going anywhere I want to go. And you're moving on to the next stage where it feels like, you know what? I may not be able to make the moves that I want to right now or get to the place that I want to right now, but I've released that. I feel okay because I know that I will get to where I need to someday, even if it's not immediately now. Okay, even if it's not currently happening right now in this moment, it is about letting go of trying to control those timelines. And you have to know Pisces is all about waiting. Pisces is all about this feeling of just like pulling back, sitting, and wanting that opportunity to come, the right one to come. And it takes a while. It feels like the days are longer. It feels like the energy is droning on and you're just like, man, this is just tough. The waiting is killing me. Now it's sort of like you're getting out of that headspace and you're just going to release and allow yourself to just enjoy life in the meantime. And that may just be a message for some of you, right? Now, with this thing, Now, with this card here for any advice, we have intrusive thoughts. Pile number 2, you have been so hard on yourself. Like, these intrusive thoughts are you beating yourself up or criticizing yourself or exhausting yourself, wanting to push yourself towards success, even though you're doing everything you possibly can right now. Okay, I know that because the energies around you are the Emperor, pile number 2. So you're a very productive person. You're a very focused person. Your person is very driven, very ambitious. You're very structured, and you know what you're doing. But you're letting these thoughts sort of drag you down. They are draining you. Pile number 2, we all get into these headspaces where it feels like we're not able to push forward, where it feels like we're not able to get the things that we want, or it's going to take 20 years, or you're going to always, even if you get to that new place, you're going to have to deal with people you don't like and be surrounded by nothing but challenges. Maybe it's like, oh, I want a new job, but then I get a new job and I know it's just going to be another upsetting boss I have to deal with. I know it's just going to be other bully coworkers or people I don't connect with or I don't mesh with. I know it's going to be another culture, company culture I don't like or something like that. I know it's going to be a struggle for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Pile number 2, that is not the case. There is nothing in this pile that says that you will continue to deal with the same issues, that you won't achieve success at all. There's nothing here to indicate that. The advice is to get a hold of those intrusive thoughts. Focus on the positive. Focus on the future. Do not stress yourself out with this current circumstances that you are going through, or even past circumstances that you could possibly be thinking about, saying, oh, it's just going to be a repeat of this, things along the lines of that. The advice is to learn to tackle these intrusive thoughts. And there's many ways to do that. I had a therapist once, and she talked about cognitive distortions, which is basically when you assume only negative things are going to happen to you, or things, or well, maybe not always, but a lot of the thoughts is like thinking negatively. Like, I'm going to step outside and I'm going to forget to turn off the stove when I leave the house or something like that. Or I'm going to step outside and people are going to say something rude or nasty to me. Like I'm going to have awkward social interactions today. I'm going to book a flight and that plane is not going to land safely. Like it's a lot of negative thinking, okay? People are making fun of me. People think I'm awkward. People think I'm weird. People won't like me if they see the real me. Like these are all sort of like negative, intrusive thoughts. And when it comes to success, it's just like, oh, I'm not going to achieve, even if I achieve success, I won't achieve the level of success I want. Even if I get into a new position, it's not going to have all the bells and whistles that I would like. I'm never going to get the same opportunities as someone else. I'm going to always have to work 3 times as hard, 5 times as hard, 6 times as hard. Like it's a lot of this hard, harsh thinking that is driving you up the wall. I need you to fully let that go, pal number 2. Now, this is going to take practice, but I know you can do it, and that is strong advice from Spirit. Because the only thing right now that is causing you to have this sort of anxiety or stress is your own thoughts. Things are actually going well for you, okay? Look at the energies around you. We have the Emperor, and if you've asked anything in terms of a goal or achieving success, what better card could you get? Maybe the World. That's probably about it. The Sun. But the Emperor is up there in terms of success and achievement. And that's you. That's your energies around you. That means you're on the right path to achieve that. Everything's going how it's supposed to go. It's just a matter of letting things flow. Not everything is on your timing. And I know that's hard to deal with. We all have to deal with those moments where it's like, it feels like it's forever. It feels like you were just stuck in purgatory and you can't get out. But I need you to let go of those thoughts that are telling you you can't get out. You're going to get that success. You're going to get the life that you want. You're going to achieve your goals. It's going to happen, pile number 2. Whatever those goals are, it doesn't even have to be career related. People have goals in terms of relationships. And speaking of relationships, we have the 7th house as an overall theme of this reading. The 7th house is very interesting. I was just thinking about it today, only because I like to see what other people's opinions is on their 7th house transits and things along the lines of that. 7th house people connect the most with marriage, but it can deal with any one-on-one partnership. It can also deal with, if you have a business, this would be the marketplace, the audience, your customers, things along the lines of that. This can also be your career. And sometimes when the 7th house gets activated, this can also represent travel, because the 7th house is the furthest away from you. So if you get your 7th house activated, it's like you might be going a little bit further, right? Physically, you're moving further. So what's happening here is that you are allowing yourself to build more connections. So 7th house, like I said, if it was just about jobs and everything, we would have gotten the 10th house or some other card like Saturn or maybe something like that. But it seems to me that there seems to be a focus not only on these sort of career or whatever goals that you have, but also on goals in terms of relationships. So for some of you, maybe you picked on this pile or reading to talk about, or you had thoughts and minds of like connections. Maybe you want to get married one day. Maybe you just want to find your soulmate. Maybe you want to just build a connection and build a life with someone. And right now, everything I said before, where you feel like you're not getting opportunities, where you feel like you've put in the work, but nothing is moving forward, and maybe the people who are interested in you, you're not interested in. Well, there's going to be a change in momentum, and things are going to start to develop, and you're going to make those connections, and you're going to meet someone. Now, I don't know if this person is the one. I can't say that. This is not the reading for that. But this person is going to be someone you can build a connection with. The Page of Cups definitely represents potential, right? You know, represents like, oh, I think this person's kind of cute. We have some things in common, or we connect emotionally in some way. Let's see where this goes. And so to build on that, we see that things are going to start to progress forward. Things are going to start to change and develop. And you're going to start to form new connections, form new bonds. Find someone who piques your interest. Find someone who brings a sense of excitement or love or care and appreciation into your life. And that is going to change. And the same thing can be applied to when it comes to sort of a job as well, where everything I mentioned pretty much can happen in that way, where you're feeling unsatisfied with your job. And I say job, but it could really be any other goal that you have. You feeling unsatisfied in a certain area, particularly I'm just saying job, but it's as an example. And then all of a sudden you get an opportunity. You know, the job is interested in you as a candidate, you're interested in the job, and you're both kind of like, you know, sussing each other out to see if this is a good fit and if things can move forward. You know, it's interesting. It makes me feel like if this is a job opportunity, a lot of the reason that you may even get the job is because people may really like your personality. They might be really drawn to your persona. Like you may have really good rapport with your interviewers or your person who's interviewing you. Something about that is more so like, oh, I really like this person. That doesn't mean you're not qualified, but something tells me that strongly they will feel like, oh, I think this person will fit in here. I think this person is someone we want at our company. This person has really good social skills. They can work really well with our team or clients or etc., whatever the case may be. So that's something that's interesting. And the thing about the 7th house here is it represents fairness. It represents equality. And so overall, I feel like the main reason that possibly, and I'm just going to say for this is like 70% of you, that things are kind of stagnant right now is because the universe is waiting for an opportunity for you, that things are balanced and that they are fair. Because we have to remember the 7th house connects to Libra, which is about a fair deal or a fair trade. You know, things along the lines of that. Doesn't matter for what situation, but it's a fair deal, it's a fair trade, it's balanced. So the universe is saying, I want you to have the right opportunity that is going to meet you at your level. And that goes in terms of relationships, whether that's a relationship with a romantically or a partner or whatever the case may be, or whether that's a relationship with some sort of career, business, or job. It wants you to build the right relationships. You know, that is what it wants. And that could be the same thing like if you were into social media and you're like, oh, things are not moving forward the way I like. The cards want you to be able to attract the right audience. And so it may be slower to build than you would like, okay? But once it starts to build up momentum, it's because you're attracting the right audience. You're meeting your target clientele, you know, the people who actually relate to the things that you were talking about, or they get something out of it, right? So that is what is going to be happening. And this really does feel like an opportunity in which you're going to learn a lot more about your character, because when we have the 7th house of relationships, in relationships, you sort of reveal more of the parts of yourself that you typically may not reveal to the everyday person, right? Because the people in our lives that we build deeper connections with, they know us on a deeper level, right? And so whatever this job opportunity is, it's going to bring out, or I say job, I don't know why I say job, but whatever this goal or opportunity it is that you're wishing for, or relationship, it's going to bring out sides of you that you were not too aware about, okay? Especially when we have the Page of Cups here. It's a side of you that's it's a good side, meaning you might discover new areas that you might be interested in terms of where you want to go and the avenues and lanes that you want to go down, because the Page of Cups can be about that emotional fulfillment and satisfaction. And so you may have opportunities that you never really thought of in terms of going down an avenue that is new and different. And then the last thing I want to say, because we have this 7th house of partnerships and relationships, that a lot of the times it can represent that your success comes through partnerships, that your success comes through the relationships and the connections that you build. Meaning that could come through the connections and the relationships that you build through jobs or coworkers, meaning like, okay, I made a really good connection with this supervisor, and now this person is my recommendation, or now that they can provide me with opportunities to go into different areas, or in different areas or different lanes. And then for some of you, if you are into any sort of entertainment, social media field, then your success will come through the relationship that you have with your audience and building upon that. And there's more opportunities to continue to build and grow in that area, and they're coming in, and it's going to be positive. It's like positive compliments, recognition, representing, feeling like strong appreciation. Okay, that is something that is very, very important, maintaining those strong relationships. And obviously you want to maintain them with people you actually like. Right? You don't want to be a part in a workplace and try to force yourself to maintain a relationship with someone you absolutely can't stand just because it might be beneficial towards your future. I mean, maybe you do, but that is mentally stressful and taxing on you. So keep that in mind. 7th house is also representing like a public space or how you might be perceived by others. It definitely connects to your public image. And so you having a positive public image, or maybe not, I don't even know if it's positive, because these days people like controversy as well, but something to do with your public image is going to be directly related to your success. Okay, you putting yourself out there, you receiving attention is going to directly relate to you being successful. Like the more you can sort of stand out or be out there is going to do that. And obviously that's going to be coming your way, because we have the Emperor energies and we have the 7th house, and the 7th house kind of, since this is about a future kind of what's going to be happening and things on lines of that, of will I gain success, and we get the 7th house, it's like, yeah, you'll probably gain success, and that success will be very public. Okay, it will be seen by people. It's not some sort of quiet success. Just want to keep that in mind. So if you end up getting some sort of new position or new opportunity or title, a lot of people will know about it, or more people will know about it than maybe you possibly even know. Okay, it just will be like a boost in your reputation. I just want to mention that. And I think that is what I want to say for you, pal number 2. I definitely see a lot of great things coming your way. I really feel like you just got to let those thoughts go, especially these intrusive thoughts. They're really killing you. Like they're really getting to you, and it's draining you, and it's making you feel like just life is kind of blah. Like it's just like, yeah. And you need that excitement, but I know it's coming. I know it's coming along with this connection, because the Page of Cups can definitely represent a new connection coming in. So that is what I have for you, pal number 2. I'm going to wish you the best of luck, and don't forget to like, share your thoughts. I'm interested to see if the reading resonates, and if this pal doesn't resonate, feel free to choose another. We got 4 more to choose from, all right? And I'll see you next time. Au revoir. Hey, pal number 3, let's get into, will you get success in life? So this card represents where you are on your path, the King of Cups. This card represents the energies around you, the 4 of Cups. This card represents what's going to be happening next, the Knight of Cups. This is some advice, fear of abundance. Ooh. And we have an overall summary card, which is Capricorn. So let us get started on your reading. So where you currently are when we have this King of Cups energy represents that you're in a place where you have a full understanding of what you need to feel satisfied within your work or within your goals. you understand what it takes for you to feel fulfilled. And that's great that you have that understanding. It's also great that you have an ability to emotionally balance yourself when you're going through hard times. Maybe you have some great self-soothing coping mechanisms, and maybe you have a good support system, or at least one trusted person that you can rely on and connect with when you are going through hard times or even good times. But whatever the case may be, the King of Cups is a very mature person. He's a person who understands who he is, how he's feeling, where those feelings are coming from. So it overall represents that you are somebody who has a great deal of emotional maturity, who has been through many different circumstances and ups and downs. So you know how you react to things, and you know exactly what you need. And in order to push forward, feel fulfilled, get out of a funk, whatever the case may be. But the King of Cups is a person who just has a deep understanding of who they are. They don't look for validation outside themselves. But at the same time, I'm sure it is that you would love to be able to reach your goals. But the thing that I love about this card is that you don't let the fact that you may not have a certain sort of success or goal reached sort of destroy your inner light. You don't let it really get to you, because you have this intrinsic satisfied and loving feeling when it comes to yourself and understanding who you are. Okay? You understand that you are just a person and you're just trying to get through life, and you have a good way of staying calm within rocky waters. So that's really great that you have such strong emotional maturity here. And you're honest about your feelings as well, especially with the King of Cups here. He is not afraid to be vulnerable and say, hey, I'm hurt, or this is a rough time, or I need some space right now. It's like somebody who's very good about communicating those feelings. And that's just who you are right now. And I'm sure this is, who you will continue to be. Now, the energies around you with this Four of Cups, now that one kind of shows me that even though you are generally emotionally abundant, right now it feels like you're in this period that feels a little bit dissatisfactory. You may not feel like you're being offered these sort of opportunities that you want. For some cases, it could be not seeing something in front of you. That is a very common interpretation for the Four of Cups. And then sometimes the Four of Cups is just like, I see what's in front of you, but I don't really want what's being offered to me. But whatever the case may be, sometimes the Four of Cups can focus on what's being, a feeling of like what's not there, like what is missing, like what I want something, and I'm focusing on the something that I don't have. It's similar to the Five of Cups, but not as much as a grieving thing. It's just more so like, I desire more from this. I desire for more from this situation. I'm not super depressed or sad about it. I just kind of wish that there was more. It's just a feeling of unfulfillment. So like I said, even though you have a lot of natural emotional abundance, or even abundance you just worked on and you grew from, you still understand that you're just not satisfied with the way things currently are. And so you're looking to gain more in your life. You're looking to reach some certain goal. You're looking to reach some certain status or achievement. And you're not seeing the current efforts of that materializing in front of you. And this can also represent that the current energies around you show that things feel a little bit stagnant, even if they are stable, even if everything is hunky-dory. It's getting a little bit too mundane. It's getting a little bit too repetitive. You need something a little bit more spicy. You need a little bit more change. You need a little bit more transformation. This also can represent showing that you're thinking. You're thinking about what it is that you are possibly missing, what it is that will get you to that next level of fulfillment, that next level of satisfaction, that next level of accomplishment or emotional security or whatever the case may be. You're looking for maybe even a place that feels like home, that feels like acceptance, that feels like, oh wow, I love this, I can pour my energy into it. And this is something that I believe will also provide me with some sort of success and stability. But right now, it just feels like you're not getting that emotional satisfaction from whatever work you do, whatever job you do. It's something about it is missing, and something about it doesn't have that excitement or even appreciation. Or it might even feel like you're being ignored in certain areas, because sometimes the Four of Cups can just represent somebody who's being ignored or something is being ignored. But you know, that's just the case that happens. But we all know the Four of Cups comes up when there is a feeling around you where you're just dissatisfied with the world around you. Okay, that is the energies around you saying, I'm dissatisfied with the way things are, which makes sense because you clicked on this reading of when will you find success. Now, the next step here is we have this Knight of Cups. It's interesting to me that we have so many cups here, because to me, it's almost like you're not looking for that material success. And even if you are, then, you know, the main focus for this reading has to do with feeling comfortable, feeling fulfilled, feeling happy, feeling enjoyment. It's more so focused on internal things. It's more so focused on connections with other people, satisfaction with your environment, satisfaction with your relationships, your partnerships, your businesses, your clientele. And for me, I feel like when we get this Knight of Cups coming in, we know that there is a new opportunity coming in, whether that's in the form of new clientele, if you are in a business, new followers, if you're on social media, new job offerings, if you're looking for that job, or even like a new opportunity for a partnership, because there's so many roles out there that can have to do with working together in a collaborative way that may not be the traditional 9 to 5, especially if you're in an art field or something creative, or even like I don't know, I'm sure there's things in sports, but whatever the case may be, but it can represent a non-traditional path in terms of like connections and partnerships. But whatever the case is, it's like there's a new opportunity coming in that could provide some stimulation, that could provide a new fantasy or a new idea or something that is going to give you that feeling like, oh wow, this is just absolutely amazing. Because the Knight of Cups comes in and it is romantic and it is very extravagant, and it can represent having a lot of emotional stimuli, can represent feeling this natural high or even unnatural high, whatever the case may be. But this energy is coming in and it's new. It's representing a new opportunity or a new person providing an opportunity. So I want to say that that is the next step. This can also, for some of you, be you in a way. Because the Knight of Cups doesn't want to stay in one zone. He doesn't want to stay in this area where he's standing still. All knights love to move. And the Knight of Cups is similar to the Knight of Wands, where they're moved by their passion. They're moved by that sense of excitement, the emotions that run through them, move them. They see something beautiful and they chase after that. They see something exciting and they go towards it. They don't question the feeling. They're just like, this excites me. I'm going to move in that direction. I'm going to explore it. And so I feel like for some of you, it's going to be you pushing the change forward, you taking the action to move towards something that's coming in that excites you. And that can be a new idea. That can be a new job opportunity. That can be a new partnership. whatever the case may be. But it's now you're getting out of this area that feels dissatisfied or disinteresting or even just a bit boring. And now you're moving to a place that will ignite your dreams, that makes you feel alive again, that makes you ignites your spirits, you know, a sense of freedom, hair blowing in the wind. It almost reminds me of like, you know, Dead Poet Society type of energy going on here, where it's just like, oh, we've been stuck in this cubicle for so long and now someone comes up and ignites our spirits. So it feels like next thing that's going to be happening to you is that you're going to undergo that transformation of dissatisfaction to thrill, to excitement, to fun, to new opportunity that is coming in your way. But I will say, because there's no pentacles, it's more so probably going to lean towards the ideal side, but I don't want to eliminate the chance that it could possibly be a new role, okay? I just want to throw that out there. It's almost like you're letting your hair down and allowing yourself to be a little bit more free, okay? The King of Pentacles, you know, the King of Cups has an understanding of what he wants, his emotional needs, but he can sort of not be as experimental as the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is like, oh, you know what? I've never tried snowboarding. Let me try snowboarding. Like, I really think that might be a really cool idea. And then maybe that leads to new relationships, meeting new people, and maybe even a new hobby. You know, like the Knight of Cups is very much exploratory. And then also with the Knight of Cups, he's exploring new feelings and thoughts that he's, you know, never really thought about before, or even new ideas that are coming to him that's being discovered. And I feel like that is the next step on your path. Exploration, that is the key word here that is coming in when it comes to, will you find success? Yes, because you're going to begin exploring different avenues that will ignite your spirit, that will pique your interest. And once you find that thing that you can hold on to, that's when things are going to start to blossom and bloom and move in a new direction. It's interesting here that as advice, we got fear of abundance. Now, pile number 3. Is it possible, now I'm just raising the question, is it possible that you might be feeling like this is not something that is meant for me? Is it possible that you have been psyching yourself out to say, like, I'm sort of only meant for a certain type of role or a certain type of environment, and all of that, you know, celebrity lifestyle or high life or luxury life or even just happiness through your work isn't meant for me? Could it be possible, because of the experiences you've had that may have been a little bit dissatisfactory or not meeting your needs all the way, that you feel like, or you may have sometimes have these thoughts that it's just like, man, maybe that's just not meant for me? Because something tells me that maybe you've been holding back because you've had these feelings of self-doubt. And the only reason I say that, because we got the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is someone who can often doubt their feelings, or even doubt their intuition, or try to psych themselves out of trying certain things sometimes, because the Knight of Cups can be very like back and forth and hot and cold. And so it feels like to me that maybe there might be an element where you're holding back on fully expressing yourself in some manner, or even exploring a different path, because you may not truly fully believe, or even just like sometimes you have these doubts that having this fulfilling, wonderful, beautiful life is not meant for you, when in actuality it 100% is. because we have this Capricorn, and that is probably the best card we could get for this type of reading of will I find success, because Capricorn rules that sort of success chart. It's the top of the chart. It rules the 10th house of goals and success and achievement and accolades and appreciation and applause and all of this incredible things. But you may be doubting that that will ever happen for you, that you will ever find that sense of strong fulfillment through a career path, or maybe even doubt that you'll achieve a certain goal. But in actuality, you will. So the cards want you to let go of any fears that you don't deserve a certain thing or a certain path is not meant for you, because it 100% is. You're meant to be happy and fulfilled within your goals and your career and whatever it is that you are aspiring to. You're meant to achieve the things that you desire. You are meant to have happiness and love and amazing partnerships, because that is what we're emphasizing here with this pile. Like the cup areas, the love, the connection, the partnerships, the fulfillment, that is very strong and abundant within your life. That is meant to occur. Okay, you are meant to have that. I want you to get it through your head. Do not have this fear of not getting what you want, or fear of failure, or self-doubting yourself, because you are definitely 100% meant to gain this success, meant to gain this fulfillment. Okay, I really do think it might be time to take a risk and take a gamble and explore different avenues. I think it's time to let the inspiration guide you, to follow your heart, to really check in with yourself to see if you are truly believing that you are worthy of abundance. Do not be afraid of change or experimentation. Don't believe in this scarcity mindset that only certain people are allowed to have this certain life, or you're only meant to be, you know, on this side of the fence, and other people are meant for that side of the fence. Embrace what you deserve, okay? Embrace the opportunities that are coming for you. Don't doubt yourself. You are meant for happiness. You are meant for peace. You are meant for joy. Like, it is just like so obvious. Like you really are meant to have this success, pile number 3. I don't know what else to say here, because it seems so straightforward. I will say, you know, stay a little bit more grounded. Don't get too carried away with, you know, every feeling. You know, check in with yourself. But honestly, it's just a matter of you believing and getting rid of those feelings of self-doubt, which can be very, very hard. I totally understand that. There are often times where I've gotten the answers from cards, and the cards are so great that I don't want to believe it for myself. And it's based off of just a historical experience and previous experiences, and I'm letting those cloud my judgment. Don't be like me, and don't let those things cloud your judgment. Just embrace the abundance. It's coming for you. It's meant for you. Accept it. And like I said, explore different avenues. Be open to new opportunities. You know, unless it sounds like it's something that's completely off the rack or off the rails, you know, or something that you're totally disinterested in. You know, other than that, like, be open to trying new things, because I feel like that's going to lead you down a path that you really, really want. And it's obviously going to bring in a lot more abundance and blessings, and definitely a lot of happiness and fulfillment. So that is what I have for you, pal number 3. Hopefully this resonates. If not, feel free to choose new pal or new reader. Either way, I'm very happy you stopped by. And hopefully I will see you next time. Don't forget, if you want a reading or want to ask me a question, all you have to do is join the lives, and I will be happy to answer your questions. And if you want to vote, I can't even speak. If you want to vote on what reading you'll see next, just check out that community tab, and you can just click away and give me your opinion, or you could type, and I'm very open to suggestions. And I will see you next time. Au revoir. Hey pal, number 4, let's get into your reading of will you get success in life? So this is the card of where you are. We have the Empress. This is the energies around you, Death. This is what is going to be happening next, the Two of Swords. And this is any advice. And we have an overall card to just kind of bring in all the energies. So now, for the Empress is with where you are in life, it actually looks like you're in a pretty good place, pal, number 4, which is very interesting as to why you may have picked on this particular reading. Maybe you just aren't feeling that successful, or maybe you just wanted that confirmation that you were already on the right path. But what the cards are letting me know is that you are in a good place. With the Empress, she is exactly where she needs to be, on her throne or on her resting pad, or whatever you want to call this sort of place in which she is sitting. But she is happy, she's content, she is enjoying her life to the fullest. She is in her creative era, her creative zone. She feels like she can give back. She is also taking care and nurturing herself, and she is focused on things that bring her fulfillment and happiness in her life. She is beautiful, and she is overall just totally in her element. And so it lets me know that you're in a pretty good place actually when it comes to your life. Like, you know what you want. You've probably even achieved a lot of the things that you have been thinking about, or maybe you're even just in a creative zone right now, or you're in a place where you have a lot of things that you can be happy and feel blessed about in your life right now, especially when we're looking at this Empress card. So that brings me to the next question, which is like, what are the energies around you? And what we have is death. And we all know death rules that transformation, that change, that innovation, this new path that is you're setting out on. And so it does look like that there is going to be a shift. There's going to be a change. It's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It's just different. It's just new. So something around you is shifting right now in this moment. Maybe you have your eyes on something else that could possibly bring more fulfillment and happiness into your life, which makes me think that because we have the Empress card to represent you, and she's always thinking of new ways in which she can spread joy for herself or for others. And that's possibly what you're looking to do next. And thus it may even be you enacting these changes, but it could be something external that is causing a shift in things and causing things to move forward. When we have the Empress, we obviously know it connects to Venus. It's even on the card here. Venus is surrounded by this little heart, or engraved in this little heart, as we see here. And the Death card is connected to Scorpio. And so when you have like a Venus and Scorpio type of vibe, it's like, okay, I'm transforming my values. I'm transforming my relationships, whether that's relationships to myself or relationships to family, to friends, relationships to objects and things. Sometimes Venus can represent looking for validation through other people or things or objects and things along the lines of that. Like, hey, I bought a really expensive piece of jewelry and it makes me feel good about myself. Well, Venus and Scorpio would be something like reevaluating as to why would that make me feel good about myself? Do I not feel like I am worthy or good enough without that piece of jewelry? That would be something that could happen with that Venus and Scorpio type of vibe. It wants to look at things on a deeper level. So we know the change is coming when it comes to how you perceive things that you're valuing, things that are coming into your life that you feel have some sort of worth. Okay, if that just makes a lot of sense that makes sense to you. Venus also connects to money and valuables, as I was just speaking about with the jewelry here. And so when we talk about success, we're obviously talking about being able to have money or something to sustain you. Most of the times we get paid for our services with money, but maybe you get paid in compliments. Lots of people like recognition. And so this could possibly be saying, okay, yeah, I get a lot of compliments at this job and a lot of people appreciate me, or in this role. It doesn't have to be a job, could be as a role as a mother, as a caretaker, as a friend, whatever. I get a lot of validation in this role, but maybe I'm looking for something else within my relationships or from my job. Maybe I'm looking for a higher income. Maybe I'm looking for more time off. Maybe I'm looking for, I don't know, tuition reimbursement, whatever the case may be. But we know there's a transformation coming in terms of how you are looking at your role and what exactly you're getting out of it. So your criteria for success is changing. I want that to be known, pal number 4. And so what's going to be happening next is the Two of Swords, which is a very natural sort of process when we start to look at things changing and transforming and looking at things on a deeper level. The only way we can do that is through some reflection, right? And that is what the Two of Swords is all about. It's interesting how when we go to what's happening next, we get a card that is kind of to do with stagnation. There's not a lot going on with the Two of Swords. You see this big open field with water surrounding this person, and they have the blindfold on, and they have the Two of Swords that they are holding. And this is honestly, when I look at this card, this is saying I'm quieting out all of the noise. And this Two of Swords is like very much like I'm protecting my peace. I don't want anybody else's opinions. I want to decide for myself what it is that I deem to be success, what it is that I want to do. What is my next step? What is the direction that I want to go in? Because right now I'm deciding maybe between 2 things, 3 things, 4 things. Sometimes the Two of Swords can represent trying to find clarity. Like, do I want to continue on this path that I'm going on? Meaning, like, do I want the same career? I'm just giving an example here. It could be a totally different choice for you guys. But do I want the same career, or do I want to go off in a different direction that potentially could be more fulfilling for me? Like, let's say, hey, I'm an accountant. And being an accountant is pretty good. I have a stable income and I don't mind the job, but my heart has always been in being an actress. And so maybe I want to dive in and go into that direction and leave this accounting career behind. Or maybe I want to go be a model, or maybe I want to go be a comedian. It doesn't have to be entertainment. I'm just thinking of the entertainment industry, but generally it's just you're thinking about, what are the next steps? What is the next evolution in my happiness? Am I truly following my heart? I want to quiet out all the noise of other people, and I really want to think deeply about my truest desires and what can make me happy and what can make me feel successful. Because honestly, with the cards here, it kind of shows that you're kind of doing well. Even if you don't feel it yourself, the cards believe it, the universe believes it, spirit believes it. They're like, I think you're on the right path. But if you want to decide to go in this new direction, obviously, or go in a direction that feels more fulfilling, then obviously that's your choice, right? We can all make our choices on this planet on what fits and suits us best. So this choice is coming on. This period of reflection is happening for you, pal number 4. You're deciding where you want to be. Like, you're deciding, is this the path you want? Is this what you deem success? Do you want to try something new? Do you want to try something different? Okay? Because what I see here is that maybe possibly you are looking for a different type of success. You know, maybe you've had success in one area, but you want to venture off and have success in another area. So It's not a matter of will you be successful, because the cards already believe that you're successful. It's just what's the next thing you want to be successful at. And so it's interesting that for our advice card, we got the unknowing, which is perfect because we have this decision-making card. We have a transformation and a change come. We have reflection on what it is that I find valuable, what makes me happy, what's my next goal, where can I find, where can I get my needs met? Where can I get that happiness? Where can I build a different type of stability, a different type of happiness, a different type of creativity, a different avenue, right? And you're trying to figure that out. And when I think of the unknowing, I think of you kind of going into this new path blindly. As advice, the unknowing is basically let go and let God, right? That is the saying, where you release control, where you decide to discover what is next for you on that path. Look at these cards. It's so interesting. I'm flipping it the wrong way. I'm trying to flip it. These cards are like a stairwell to a new place that you've never been before. So don't be afraid to ascend to higher heights, even if it's a path unknown, even if you have to go off of blind faith, even if you're a little scared of what is out there, because we have these stars and darkness, and so things aren't clear. And when I get this sort of like darkness and this light glowing in the background, kind of like the moon card or even the star card or something like that, it represents following your intuition, following your inner light, being able to go on a different path, to go higher than you've ever been before. So it's embracing that. It's embracing the unknowing. That is the card's advice. Do not be someone who stays in this Two of Swords phase too long. Don't get me wrong. It's a good phase to be in, to think things through, but welcome the change. Welcome the transformation. Welcome the unknown. And the thing about Venus is, with this Empress card energy, is Venus can often connect to different cultures and different societies, meaning it connects to things that are foreign from you, things that are not something that is completely well known in your universe. It's about welcoming new knowledge. You have to know a lot of Venusian people are connected to philosophers, and a lot of Venusian people will travel because it's about, like I said, embracing something that is different. And Venus is that only planet that kind of rotates backwards from the other planets. So it has a new way of thinking. It's very unique. So welcome that uniqueness, welcome that differentness, welcome that sense of confusion in a way, or that possibility, and it will lead you to some places that you have never been before, and you will reach a new height in which you've not reached. And to summarize everything, we have this, we have this first house card. Don't you just love that? So when it comes to gaining success and we have this first house card, it's really about you deciding for yourself what you want. It really kind of loops all back in together, because the first house is you doing your own thing. You being a pioneer of your journey. You're not following anybody else's footsteps. You are somebody who is going about things your own way. You're doing something different. You are following your own desires, and you are embracing who you are. You're embracing more of yourself, a different side of yourself. And we can even look at this as like Venus being, in the first house, or even Scorpio in the first house. And one thing when we have with those placements, it's about a lot of inner reflection. And it's about a transformation of yourself. You may even find that through your success, or as you build towards your success, you are changing physical things about yourself, pile number 4. You're transforming your physical appearance. You're transforming how you present yourself. You are experimenting with a new avenue and a new look. And I have actually seen that with people who've had Venus in the first house, who are literally going through like career transitions. And one thing that they did was like they might let their hair grow longer, or they might get a different haircut, or try a new style, or whatever the case may be. Connect to new people, find different relationships, whatever, okay? It's just their physical transformation will mirror that of their career transformation or job change or something along the lines of that. And I really feel like that may also be part of your journey. But just know that 100% I see success is within your power. It's within your reach. When we talk about Scorpio, we're talking about personal power as well. We're talking about the ability to attract beauty, happiness, and joy within your life. Okay? It is something that you just need to discover for yourself what it is that makes you happy, what makes you tick, what makes you feel fulfilled. And once you have that, it will just naturally flow to you, pal number 4. So you really don't even need to worry about success, because like I said, it's within your reach. You're going to take action eventually. You just need a little bit more time to reflect on which path you want to take. So don't worry about, is it coming? Is it happening? It'll happen. Just take that time to reflect, be decisive, and then take action. Okay? Just take that action. And the thing about this Venus in the first house type of energy is naturally those people will attract opportunities a lot easier, especially when it comes to career or financial success. I say it's mainly like financial opportunities, and you may want something more grand or something like that, but a Venus in the first house will naturally attract a little bit more financial opportunities to them, even if it's not within the area that they want to initially. They can get there steadily, or even a very dramatic way. It doesn't even have to be steadily, because these cards aren't really steady, except for maybe the Empress. She's pretty stable, but death is very sudden. The first house connects naturally to Aries, which is very fast and decisive and transformative. So there's a lot of Mars ruled energy. But I really do see that once you go through this inner transformation, then that new success, I want to say, will naturally come in for you, pile number 4. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully this resonates. If not, feel free to choose a new pile, or maybe I'm not the reader for you. Don't forget, if you want to ask me a question, all you got to do is join the live sessions. The time is posted on the community tab, and also on the community tab, you can vote on what reading you would like to see next. Readings like this one. And I will see you next time. Au revoir. Hey, pal number 5. Let's get into, will you get success in life? We have the 2 of Wands to represent where you currently are in your path. We have the Ace of Wands for the energies around you. We have the 9 of Pentacles for what will be happening next. And we have Bottled Up as advice. And we have Virgo, just to summarize the overall energies and vibes of the reading. So let's get into this. It's a little crooked. There we go. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. Now, so for where you currently are right now in your path, we have the 2 of Wands. So you're waiting. You're in a place where you are looking to either decide where you want to go next, or you're waiting for something to happen. Whether that is inspiration, whether that is you deciding which direction that you want to try out or go into next. And then this can also represent maybe even recently coming into leadership. And I guess it doesn't have to be recent, but I only said recent because it's a 2. And there are lots of different cards for leadership. And the 2 of Wands is this card that is about being unique, going your own different path. And it's quite possible that you are just now stepping into this power, into this place where you feel like you're in control of your destiny, that you are looking at the past, but you're also looking at the future, because the Two of Wands has one foot in the past, one foot in the future, and they're sort of looking and trying to figure out their different options. And maybe even you're getting possible opinions from other people on where you want to go, or how you want to get to your goals, or what you should try next. There's just some other opinions there with the Two of Wands. But if anything, this is definitely a sort of sit, watch, and wait type of card. Very similar to the Three of Wands, all right? But the Two of Wands is a little bit more planning, more so getting to the place where you are ready to forge your own path. Now, it's quite possible that previously, when you were sort of going about your life, your goals, your career, you had a lot of influence on what exactly it is that you should be doing, which we all tend to do. You know, there's the basic, get a 9-to-5, go to college, start a family, buy a home, etc., things like that. Now, maybe you've had that sort of plan, or you followed that sort of structure, but then you're now at the point where you realize maybe you didn't want to do that. Maybe you didn't want to be an engineer. You wanted to be a hot air balloon pilot. Maybe you didn't want to go into, what's the word? Another career path that might be a little bit more standard. Maybe you didn't want to go into IT, but really your heart and your soul is in knitting, or something along the lines of that. You might have a more creative bug inside of you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be creative. It just might be something that you're interested in that is very unique and different and specific towards you. And you're starting to lean into discovering that path and going on that journey. When we have the Ace of Wands here, for the energies around you, Ace of Wands are always representing new. And I love that we have so many wands, because the wands are all about action, chores, responsibility, energy, running errands, creativity, inspiration, feeling confident, feeling motivated. So the energy around you is exciting. The energy around you is showing this sense of confidence, this sense of self-assurance of yourself. It's like you're at this point where you're taking charge of the direction that you want to go in and the success that you want to have. You're finally defining it for yourself, and you're ready to spring into action, and you're ready to go for it. It's not necessarily happening yet, because like I said, that Two of Wands is still in a little bit of a waiting period, or just a sort of scoping and planning period, but it does represent looking at things, trying to decide where am I going next? What's happening? The whole world is in my hand. You're starting to see more possibilities in front of you, and you're holding them up and you're saying, okay, where do I want to go? This is a fresh start. This is renewed effort. This is feeling a burst of inspiration and new ideas that are attractive and feel just so invigorating to your soul. It's this very antsy, excitable feeling that you get in the pit of your stomach, like right before something good is about to happen, or something good has happened. We all know that feeling that we have in our stomach, almost like butterflies, right? And so that is the energy around you. It's so inspiring. It's so new. It's so beautiful. And look at the cards here. When we have on the panoramic tarot deck, what's showing is like this hand is breaking off from this cloud, and it's coming towards you. This is new opportunities trying to make their way in your direction. It is this gust of wind that is coming to ignite your flame, to ignite your fire. And it's almost like on the card, it's like coming towards this village and trying to inspire the people or wake them up. And it's like right now you're being awakened. And so that success is it's just started. Like your fire is just being started. It's just being ignited. This wind of inspiration is just now coming in. And honestly, this is actually fantastic because your next steps, or what's happening next, is the Nine of Pentacles. This is number one, you enacting your own agenda, you being at peace with where you are, where you want to go in life. This is you reaping the rewards of your success. This is like, I worked hard and I got this thing. This is, I am independent. I am enjoying the fruits of my labor. I am relaxing. I am somebody who is taking care of myself. I am working towards even more future goals. I am keeping life enjoyable. But at the same time, the Nine of Pentacles is not committed to any other essence other than themselves. Nines are kind of interesting in a way because nines can be a little bit selfish and self-focused, which is good because right now, it's all about what you desire and what you want, or at least it's about to be what you desire and what you want. And so the question is, will I get success in life? Yes, 100%. The Nine of Pentacles is a very, very successful card. This is a card of everything I hope for and everything I dream for is being actualized and coming in front of you. People say, you know, the Nine of Cups is that wish fulfillment card, but the Nine of Pentacles can also be a sort of wish fulfillment, especially if you are thinking about in terms of material rewards and accomplishments. You know, with this panoramic card, we not only see the Nine of Pentacles and this woman in her garden, we can see the home in the background, and it's a big home. And look, there's even more beautiful greenery and farming, I guess you want to say, plants, and there's a gate here so not everyone can get into this person's garden. This is only the outskirts of your freedom. You have so much more abundance coming your way. Next steps, you're going to get a big opportunity, and it's definitely an opportunity that you have carved out for yourself, something that you have worked hard before, something that you have put in your mind that you wanted to achieve. You're going to be achieving it. It's going to happen. Is it happening without work? I don't think so, but it is happening. And I really don't know what else to say other than, you know, your reality and your dreams are coming true. If you have wished for some sort of, if you had wished for some sort of material wealth, if you have wished for some sort of recognition from others, if you have hoped and wished for stability, if you have wished to expand your income and diversify your income and go into different ventures, if you have been thinking about changing up your routine and creating more space for yourself to relax and actually enjoy your life, that is all happening. If that is how you have been defining success, that is what's coming for you. Being happy with where you are in life and being happy with what you have achieved, being the owner of your own home. If that has been a goal, I don't even know why that came out. So that might be something for some of you. If you've wanted to own your own home, if you wanted your own place and you wanted it to be beautiful and amazing, then that is what's going to be happening for you. And look, you can see all these little rooftops in the background. And it's kind of interesting because the cards give this impression that your garden, your home is so big and vast. Meanwhile, there are a little bit of smaller homes on the outskirts that don't have as much land, that don't have as much abundance and fulfillment. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it looks like in comparison maybe to some people around you, you'll be getting a little bit more. Okay, I just want to say that. Now, in terms of advice, we have bottled up. Now, whatever you've been bottling up inside of you, whether that is feelings of frustration or even feelings of inspiration, I'm focusing on that because we have wand energy. And sometimes wands definitely connect to creative energy. Wands definitely connect to inspiration. Wands definitely connect to excitement and passion. And if you've felt like you've been in a place where you've been bottling up that emotion, or you've been waiting for your time to strike, like this Two of Wands has indicated, it's time to let it out. because these ideas that you have, these actions that you want to take are going to lead you to this place of abundance. That is what's going to be happening next. You're going to get what you have been striving for. If that's a new job, you're going to get that. If that's a new role, you're going to get that. If that's a promotion, you're going to get that. If that's you going back to school, you're going to get that. This is all about you striving to be the best and having that stability and having that, what's the word for it? Blessing. It's like you feel blessed. You feel like you have made it, you know. It's like the Jefferson song, moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Like, that is the energy that is coming in for you. So do not bottle these feelings of inspiration up. Take action. And if you've been feeling frustrated in any way, express it, you know, maybe even express it in a creative manner. It's going to make you feel absolutely more relaxed. You're going to feel a little bit more free. You're going to feel like, I'm holding so much in. I no longer need to hold it in. So just let it out. Let anything that you have been feeling out. Don't keep it inside of you. It is not helping you at all. It's not helping anyone, especially you, is what I want to emphasize here. And when you let it out, as I mentioned, it is going to lead to so much fulfillment, especially in those material houses. When we come to, like, it connects to Virgo, the 6th house, it connects to the 10th house, Capricorn, and it connects to the 2nd house, Taurus. And these are the financial accolades, career houses. So when you start taking action, when you start taking the initiative, when you start pushing yourself creatively and acting on your ideas and taking those next steps, that's where we're going to get. Now, as an overall feeling for this reading, we have Virgo. Now, we were just talking about how that Pentacles connects to all of those earth sign houses, the 10th, the 2nd, and the 6th. And it's interesting that Virgo, out of those 3 houses, are being emphasized the most through that reading. Because Virgo specifically deals with jobs and work. So it can have to do with making money through something that might have been a hobby or something that is an interest of yours, because it is the 2nd from the 5th house. And the 5th house rules your hobbies. So 2nd from it is like making income from that hobbies. Making income from that hobbies. And the 10th house would be like the job, right? Okay. The 10th house would from the, the 10th house would be the 6th, I believe, from the 5th house, which would ultimately be like the work and maybe the conflicts, so the people you hire for your hobbies and things along the lines of that, contracts you make. But anyway, and that's when you start making a career, right? When you start expanding it and you're getting some subordinates and you start getting things along the lines of that. I'm going off track. What we're trying to say here by the fact that it's emphasizing Virgo is, one, we're talking about not only getting income from a hobby or something that you have been passionate about, something, ooh, sorry, my phone went off. Wow, I guess that is a bit of a sign. I usually have that on silent, guys. So sorry for that. We're not only talking about, that is so weird that we have that confirmation, but we're not only talking about making money from a hobby, which seems to be a thing for some of you as the universe would have it, but we're also talking about receiving possibly more income and work, because 6th house deals with that, more opportunities for jobs that will lead you to next steps and bigger pivots within your career. That is 100%, that's what's going to be happening here. It's going to have to do with making sure that you are in a stable place when it comes to enacting on these inspirations. Possibly if some of you aren't an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur is kind of rare, then this would be representing having a job opportunity similar to what I said before, but this is more so next steps rather than something that's going to be like, oh, this is my long-term career for the next 10 years. Like, no, this is like, I got this job is leading me to the next job. That's going to be happening for some of you. Another thing we want to emphasize with this Virgo is health. So something to do with your health will improve. Don't know why that's so important, but we have to emphasize that, because when we're talking about creating time for ourselves, taking care of ourselves, which the Nine of Pentacles wants to do, then this represents upgrading your health. Making sure you're taking your vitamins, making sure you're taking those daily walks, you know, going for exercises, taking care of your skin, your teeth, your nails, like whatever the case may be, making sure you're hygienic, like making sure that you are someone who is eating healthy or right for your body. You're not doing things that upset your system. It's really about just having abundance of health as well. And so when you start to gain more success, or even as a result of you changing your health, you might gain more success. But these things seem to be really connected for you, pal number 5. So there is also, like I said, a rise in health, a rise in taking care of yourself, a rise in free time, a rise when it comes to, you know, even up leveling your appearance in some way. 6th house also connects to your daily routines and your workouts. So that is also something that is going to be changing. There's more free time to be had. So will you achieve success? Yes, there's a new job opportunity coming. There's a new opportunity to make money through a hobby or something that you are passionate about. And there's also this new opportunity if you're trying to gain success within a diet, or success over some sort of health issue. Not that I'm trying to be a doctor or anything along the lines of that, but this can represent some victory in that area. It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, all your health troubles have gone away. Like, no, we're not talking about that. I'm not a doctor, but this would represent some sort of improvement in some area. Like if you were trying to gain muscle, then this would be, oh, I'm gaining some muscle. I'm seeing some progress and I'm looking good, right? Or if you have had you've had some issues with your teeth and you're like, oh, I want to get veneers. This would be like, oh, I'm getting veneers or something along the lines of that. Or I'm curing my gingivitis, which hopefully you don't have, but it can happen. Or I'm flossing more consistently to take care of my teeth. Like, these are things that happen when we have these cards here, especially with the 9 of Pentacles in Virgo. So you're gaining success not only when it comes to sort of work and money through hobbies, or even if it's a legal battle, whatever. That can be something in which you gain some success. I don't know why we're going off into these different areas specifically for this pal, but the universe wants to emphasize that it actually represents a lot of success in different areas in your life, as well as the material abundance. It's looking like that there's some success over conflicts. There's some success when it comes to, as I mentioned before, expanding and actually growing in the area that you are passionate in, building stability in those areas, and triumph over challenges. Okay, I do want to mention that. So if you are in a period where you're starting to have this sort of inspiration coming towards you, act on it. It's going to lead you to some amazing places, and it's also going to bring a lot more happiness and time for yourself to take care of yourself, to make yourself feel good within your life. So that is what I have for you, pal number 5. There is some beautiful things coming your way. Some beautiful areas in your life are being lit up, and it's really going to be a powerful time period for you, where the ideas that you have in your hand are going to actually actualize into reality. You have a very powerful mind. But that is what I'm going to leave it there as before I go on off track. If this resonates, feel free to like, comment, and let me know. If this doesn't resonate, feel free to choose a new pal or new reader. That can also be a choice that you make. And if you want to ask me a question, then all you have to do is head on over to the community tab, because I go live either Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I post that time in the community tab. And also in the community tab, you can vote on the polls. And I also like to give little tidbits on astrology things that are happening, and I am updating my Instagram as we speak, so that I have all of those little articles or tidbits in one place. So I'll see you next time, pal number 5, and au revoir.